Hi, I am Roxy. I am here to ask you to do something for Steve6464. Can you watch as much of the video that you can? Then before you leave a comment. Make it a critique, a constructive criticism. Thanks. Oh, he's about to start. Bye. Hi, I am Roxy.
Hello, 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 hello. How's the sound? How's the sound? Let's try it right about there. Maybe I'll back it down just a bit. Hello, hello. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Why isn't this working for me? So let's try it right about there. Hi, welcome back. I am Steve6464. This is season 7 of Let's Build This, part 33 of making a video animation. Sorry I'm late. Sometimes it just how life is. I'm going to show what we did last week, but that turns out it's all in vain, because I went and I bought myself a new external hard drive and made the mistake of moving all my YouTube videos and stuff to the new external hard drive, and apparently lost the last 3 weeks of work. So we will be repeating the last 3 weeks these next 3 weeks. Hopefully it won't take as long. I have my notes and stuff, so maybe it won't be that bad. So let's review the non-review. Let's view the non-review. Be right back. Alright, sound. Hello. Okay, we'll try it right there. So that's what we did last week, and apparently all in vain. So let's get started on redoing this. Let's go to here and go to here. It's already set for poser. You know what? I forgot to do something. So let's watch this.
Hi, I am Roxy. I'm going to recite a free-form poem by Steve6464. Inspired by MC Tunes Z review of Lindsay Harris' presentation on Jeranism. A Whiteboard of Derp. By Steve6464. A Whiteboard of Derp. So, now you are woke. Possessing an arcane knowledge. There was a fever dream. It explained it all. The world had changed. Now smarter than them and they But how to get the word out? How to educate? Then a bright idea, a white idea. Off to the office supply store. Eraser. Dry markers and yes, and the board. The holy grail of communications of the white board. Home alone with your woke thoughts. Where to start? How to draw your new arcane knowledge. Just empty your mind. And that didn't take long. Put marker to the white board. Let the knowledge move the marker. Not knowing what is drawn. Leaving room for what looks like boobs. All done. The world will see. The world will now understand. You yell. Wife. Mother. State-appointed caretaker. Bring me my hot pockets, now. It's done. I am the new Messiah. All that see it are trying not to laugh. Is a whiteboard of derp. Thank you, boys. See you next time. Hi, I am Roxy. I am here to ask you to do something for Steve6464. Can you watch as much of the video that you can? Then before you leave a comment. Make it a critique, a constructive criticism. Thanks. Oh, he's about to start. Bye. Hi, I am Roxy. I would like to recite a poem in prose. Written by Steve6464, aka Stephen Meyer. Titled, Craig McNeil. Flirtsbane Epic. Now children, let me tell you about a great man. Craig McNeil was a true Scotsman. Craig would run into the debates yelling freedom from the Flirths. The Flirths would fall to his left and to his right. They'd reset and fall again and again. The debates would go on forever. Although Craig would win them all, not much ground was made. The annihilation of the Flirths was slow but sure. With every victory Craig's fame grew. And so did his girth. Until one debate a Flirth did yell, "We got an easy one tonight, boys, we're up against the tight shirt." Although Craig won the day, he left the field ashamed. Quietly he slipped away, back to his Scottish lair, and swore he'd fight the tight shirt no more. Days, weeks, months, and years went to his goal. And when Craig was done, he was no longer Craig, but FDFE. Fight the flat earth. The Flirths rued the day they joked about the tight shirt. FTFE came back, with Emma on his right, Pal on his left, and Lucy behind with the snarky tech support. The Flirths had no chance against this Scotsman, this new and improved debunker. But foolishly they still thought they were right. But Craig, as a noble debunk warrior, would warn them before a fair debate. They could depart quickly and painlessly from Craig, or depart slowly and painfully in a dumpster fire from FTFE. As hard as Craig tried, the Flirths would never learn. They would not listen, overtalk, and just be rude. And FTFE would emerge and banish them to the dumpster fire. That is the dumpster fire that is their lives. The debates kept coming, one after another. The dumpster fires went on, and FTFE won everyone. But because of the Flirth reset, not much ground was won. Then a wonder happened. A holy man from across the sea said, "Come follow me. Let's go to Antarctica and see what the globe prediction predicts that we'll see." But FTFE could not. "I still have much great works to do here. But I'll send my 2 lieutenants. Michael, Dave and CT, their ally from down under, went to the Antarctic to see the midnight sun. With others that I will not name, and that will be. But maybe some other time over a cup of tea." As Dave saw spots through his darkened lens, CT, the ally from down under, weighed the things out. And Michael yelled, "Where are the guns?" FTFE replied, "They are right here hanging at my sides." With his left he knocked Keith flat right on his zoid. And with his right, slapped Nathan down like an old rotten oak tree. And when our adventures returned, with the evidence they had learned, the world of Flirthdom was spun on its axis. Watching them cope was really dope. Flirts didn't depart right then and there. A few came back, while others tried a new set of lies. But FTFE and his allies knew what to do. They used the knowledge they had gained to use as truth to straighten out their lies. There were still many great debates to be fought. But with no surprise FTFE won, and Flirts ought. "Now children, it is time for bed. Don't worry, snuggle your heads, for fear of the Flirts has been long dead."
Hello, 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 hello. Alright, proof once again, I need a producer. Hey Roy, you just log in? So, yeah, once again, proof I need a producer. The whole explanation as to why I played the Craig McNeil poem was mute because I didn't turn my microphone on, but I wanted to test to see how well it ran on OBS, and it ran pretty smooth. The Roxy, the other poem, the Whiteboarded Dirt poem, I had to reduce down 50% to get that to run smooth. But the Craig McNeil poem was an MP4 and not an AVI, so that might be why. Roy, I sometimes really hate my life. Told you I bought that, audio's a little loud. Oh yeah, it's redlining. Sorry. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Do you like me? How does the sound be? So, I told you I bought that new external 2 terabyte hard drive. And I was transferring all my YouTube stuff to that new drive. And it's somehow, the last 3 weeks' work has disappeared. I can't find a file with it on. All the old files that I thought I were using just stopped where I was at 3 weeks ago. So I'm going to be spending the next 3 weeks doing what I did for the last 3 weeks. So let's get started. Fortunately, I have my notes. So that should be that should make things a little easier. All right, let's get started. So Poser, let me run Poser. I'm still using an 11 and activate later because I'm not quite comfortable with 13 yet. Any new projects will be on 13, but I'm going to finish up this project on 11. Stick with the demon, you know. So one of the reasons I'm sticking with Poser 11 is, and I'll explain that in a moment. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna do, I'm still, yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is the sound better than before? And another reason I'm going to stick with 11 to finish this up is when I was at the working at the photo studio, we used Kodak film pretty much exclusively. And then we hired this pain in the ass photographer who insisted on using Fuji film. Nothing wrong with Fuji, really. It's balanced more for the warmer colors, or Kodak's balanced more for the cooler colors. But this guy was such a proponent, a cheerleader for Fuji. All right, I'll knock it down a little bit more. That he had convinced this other photographer to try it. And his other photographer didn't test it first and just went out on location and used this Fuji film. And when he came back and got it developed, it was just disastrous. So he made two mistakes. He paid attention to an asshole, and he didn't take time to test out something new. So I want to. I've had enough headaches with this project. I don't need the headaches of a new program. All right, so go away. Okay. So this went back to when I only had 9,413 frames, and when I had finished up, I had 10,010 frames. So let's add those back in. File. I'm going to file save as. Okay, file save as. Where was I? This is just a root directory. I'm going to make a new folder. And call it new poser file. Alright. And then I'm going to save this as restart. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. All right. That's something I can fix in settings. I was screen capturing a movie, and although I had my microphone off, I forgot all three cameras have microphones. And when I was screen capturing the movie, it picked up the sound from the other three microphones. You could hear my chair squeaking. I was listening to a video on my phone. It picked that up. So I went and turned the volume down on my microphone in settings, still thinking that it was only the one microphone. Recorded the video again, still had sounds in it. So I went and unplugged every microphone, and then when I was done setting up everything, I turned the volume to back to 100. Why can't I find the microphone? Here it is. No, I don't want to remove the device. This is sound, maybe. Microphone. I am using USB audio device at 100%. I think I was down to 90. Hi, Sean. You might be right. It's been. I left photography in '98, so that's how long it's been. Sean, I'd like you to meet Chimichanga. Chimichanga's actual name is Royal. We call him Roy. Glad you guys are here. All right, I'm at 90%. How does that sound? Let me close this. All right, let's see if I can figure out my notes. Oh, yeah, what am I have to fix all my textures too. So this is sign 12. This needs to go back to being sign 12. All right, I'll sneak it up in just a second. All right, that's the right texture. Let me knock this volume up a bit. Okay, how does that sound? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's sign 12. All right. Let's see what else I need to do. Okay, sign 9. Sign 9 is now 13. Sign 10 is now 14. Sign 11 is now 15. And when I need 16, 17. Okay, I'm gonna have to copy those. But let's get done what I need to get done. Sign 12. Oh, very nice, Sean. I left high school in '82. with 3 years of photography, and then took junior college courses in photography. So I have my associates in photography and worked in photography then from 84 into 98. Alright, props 9. I'm going to rename this to 13. Material room. Get rid of all these. Okay, that already has the right texture. Right, I said 13. Right. Yep, okay, that's good. Sign 10 now becomes 14. Yeah, you don't even need a camera. You can use your phone. Or a P1000. What am I doing? 14, right? Yeah, 14. I used when I was working professionally, I used 8x10 Deardorff with all the lens tilts and backs tilts and 8x10 sheet film. Shot 11x14 sheet film. We called that camera the doghouse because it was as big as a freaking doghouse. Had our own on-site E6 processor. Okay, what am I doing now? Sign 11. Sign 11 becomes sign 15. And that is already done. Great. So let's take sign 12. Right. And let's duplicate that. Excuse me. Duplicate sign 12. Why did it change to... What the heck? Okay, I see. There's a slight spelling difference. Let's change sign 12 to sign 16. I was spelling these new signs without the E. And let's put the sign 16 texture in that. And then let's copy sign 16. And that's going to be sign 17. It named itself. And then let's Put the Sign 17 texture in there. Alright. And file and save this. Hopefully I won't be moving stuff around to a new drive and this won't all disappear. Okay. So I'm starting at 9413 and at 9454 we want sign 13 in Clotilda's hand. Clotilda's the one in the red pants with the shirt saying I'm the clone. Actually, it's not shirt, it's body paint. We use an 8x10 view camera with a 4x6 back for portraits. Our everyday kit was a Maya 645. The Army's camera was Canon, but the Air Force camera was a Nikon with a, and I was so jealous. Yeah, Nikons are, yeah, I like Nikons over Canons. And we had Hasselblads too with Carl Zeiss lenses. That was nice. I think the Nikon camera just had Nikon lenses, which is okay. Alright, and I know sign 12. Well, actually, we need to yeah, we need to move these signs. I'm going to do a quick overall. No, I'm not yet. Alright, sign 17, parameters. Going to move that up. Wrong one. Y, transition. I'm going to move that up out of the frame. And sign 16, move that up out of the frame also. Right. And I'm going to send it backwards just a bit. So that's minus 34.9499. And I want to go backwards with it. 94997. I'm going to make that 0.94998. And these things are only a pixel thickness, so that little bit is more than enough. 34.94998. Alright, I'm going to do an overall keyframe. Sean says, I like the Canon digital better than the Nikon. Nikon just seems to give up on innovation. For instance, Canon makes a pinned lens reversing ring that allows for control of autofocus while reversed. Interesting. Alright. Oh, I'm going to open my keyframe dialog box. I'm going to open my keyframe dialog box. There it goes. I'm going to move it to my other screen, top of the screen, so I can still see the chat. And you should still be able to see the dialog box on top of the center view on the left. Alright, so this is sine 12. Sine 12. Y transition. Now the people that wrote Poser got their X, Y, and Z coordinates wrong. I think that what they messed up is the Y and Z. Okay. So that's already a keyframe. Okay, I have 913 start, 9454 sine 13 in Clotilda's hands, 9639, 914 starts to drop. I am so confused. So let me open up the video I made of 1 through 12. Oops. Videos. I like this large icon view. Video end. Okay. See how that looks. Play. Alright, so that's sine 1. This is 4-minute video. Okay, I think that should be sine 11. Yeah, and that's sine 12. Right, okay. So the video ends with exactly where we are at now. All right. And I know this sign should take 60 frames to drop. 9473. So why isn't that on my notes? Oh, okay, 9473. And at 9473, that should be a y of minus 1.069. Alright, and we'll keyframe that. Okay, let's go back to 9413. Okay, 9454, which is only 41 frames. And it's 41 frames because I kind of messed up at the point I cut the video. So 41 frames, signs 13 should be in Clotilda's hands. And that is 9454. Alright, and that'll be sign 13. Alright, and $94.13. I can explain that it's a depth versus height argument. If you look down at a 2D surface in front of you, y is the height and x is the width. Okay, y trans. And we're going to go back to 913. $94.13, excuse me. And let's keyframe that. Right. Normally I have it so it's 89 frames to drop. But because I messed up, we have to do this in 41. 94.54. Sign 13 is now 3.317. Keyframe that. Okay. At 96.39, sign 14 starts to drop. Okay. At 9666, 666 for you conspiracy theorists, is when sign 13 drops. Okay, so 9666. Sign 13. Starts to drop. So we keyframe it so it doesn't start to drop before then. Alright. And then it should take 60 frames to disappear, which would be 97.26. And that is minus 1.069. Alright, keyframe that. Alright. 96.39 is sign 14. Oh, by the way, Roy, I figured out, you know, I was having problems adding the textures to all the extra signs. That's because I was using simple. If I used Advance, like you were telling me to do earlier, I could do it. Sean said, oh, I'm sorry. That was Roy who was explaining the 3D thing. Sorry, Roy. You're at a quick glance, your avatar and Sean's looks very similar. Okay, so let me fix that. Roy says, I can explain that it's a depth visual height argument. If you look down at a 2D surface in front of you, y is the height and x is the width. Continued. Roy keeps going. When you add the third dimension, a question arises. Do you still visualize that surface flat in front of you with y as height and z as depth? To be continued. Okay. Back to the headache at hand. So now we're at the sign 14. We want to go back to frame 9639. Right, at 9639, sign 14 starts to drop. So we want Y trans, make that a keyframe, and then 89 frames later, 9737, it should be in Clotilda's hands. 9737, Clotilda's hands. Alright, and we're working on sign 14. Why is it negative? Something's not right. 9413. Play. Uh-huh. Okay. I also need to fix something over here. Oh, my head hurts. So let's undo everything we've done but sign 12. So let's go back to sign 13. Let's go back to and Roy continues, or do you visualize that surface as z is height and y becomes depth? No. Okay. Like you said, on a two-dimensional plane, it's x is horizontal and y is vertical. And that would be the established. And then you add a third dimension, and that should be z. So left and right should be x, forward and back should be y, and up and down should be z. That would be my thinking. But the person who wrote Poser was not new to three-dimensional space. And I read this somewhere. Was new to three-dimensional space and got y and z backwards. But that's neither here nor there, and that's not going to solve my problem. Yeah, and I think Poser's the only one that has swapped x and y and z. I think all the others have it the other way around. And something tells me Sean has cut out. Are you still here, Sean? Just say hi if you're still here. So let's kill all the keyframes. 13. Let's switch now to 14. Yeah, Roy, I was going to say something to you Friday about my mishap, but you were in the middle of being the Good Samaritan and helping Kim find her earbuds, which I understand she finally found. I think Sam, someone saying Sam found them for her. The poser may not be completely wrong. You're probably right about that. You know what? It doesn't matter, really. As long as the end product is what you is what you want. You get what you want. Oh, you found them. Oh, okay. Stetson works with his back to everybody in that corner. Where were they? Yeah, where were the earbuds? Why am I? Oh, I know why. Damn it. I need to chit chat less and pay attention more to what I'm doing. On the ground by the yellow pole closest to the dumpsters. So they must have fallen out of her sweatshirt pocket. Well, I'm glad she found them. We won't have to hear about it anymore. All right, 9413, 9413. We want a keyframe. Okay. Okay, that was sign 14. How about sign 13? And a puddle of slush. Wonderful. 14. Did I start 15? I did not. Okay. Oh. My head hurts. What time is it? 2:14. Another 45 minutes. So Poser may not be completely wrong. When you make a render, it's two-dimensional and depth is an illusion. So in that instance, y is still height, x is still width, and z is perceived depth. Yep, okay. Excuse me. Okay. I didn't start 15, did I? It's 12. So let's go back to 12. It'll be 9413. Y trans. Right, Y trans. It's still in place. And then 60 frames later, 9473, it should drop. Okay. 9473. And it should drop, right? It's smallest get number for dropping. Okay. So then at 9473, it should be at the minus 1.069. And it is. Nice. Alright, so sine 13 starts at 9413. Right, and where this is sine 13 now. Let's get the right prop. Right, keyframe it already is. Sine 14 though, or 13, should not be at -1. It should be at plus 3.317. And sine 14, sine 13, sine 14 at 9413 should also be at 3.3117. I think I'm going to need to do this for all the new signs. Sine 14, sine 15. Sine 15 should be at 3.317. Sine 16. What is that doing at? Oh, I forgot to put a decimal place in that should be 3.317. Sign 16. And then let's do fix sign 17. Right. Sign 17 should be 3.317. And that should be change it to a 9 there. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Almost as confusing and frustrating as listening to John M. explain something. All right. So, from 9413 to 9473, sign 12 should disappear. What the hell is this doing? Oh, maybe. Yes. Okay. 3.317 is the height when it's in Clotilda's hands. Roy, my brain hurts. And I've had a decent amount of sleep. Sign, let's go back to do this numerically. Okay, sign 14. That should be at the 7-inch mark. Sign, come on, 15. Oh, wait. Sign 12 is the one we started with. It was already loaded. So we go to 13. Right. And we move that up to 7 inches plus. Right. Keyframe that. 13. Now we go to 14. Okay, 14 we fixed. 14, 15. Y now points away from you and Z points up and down. Not in poser. Z points at you and Y points up and down. 15. 15, we raise that to 7 inches. Right? 15. Keyframe that. I missed the message. Oh. If you leave the 2D surface where it is and rotate the camera 90 degrees, then X, Y, and Z axes do not change. X, Y, and Z must still point the same direction, but because the camera is rotated, continue. Y now points away from you and Z points up and down. Read previous message, you missed the message. In poser, the X, Y, and Z is not dependent on the camera. It's dependent on the relationship to when you first open the program. If you turn the cameras 90 degrees or any degrees, X, Y, and Z are still the same movements as if you were still from when you opened the program. So the X, Y, and Z in poser is more related to the stage area. But yes, poser is different. Okay, and you know, I think you're saying you know that you understand what I'm talking about with the camera. Okay, what am I doing, Roy? Okay, I just fixed 15. All right. Yes, I just fixed 15. So now we want sine 16. All right, 16. 16y. I don't know because we're going to raise that up to the 7-inch. Sine 16 has disappeared. Oh, I know. Sine 16 missed its decimal point. Yes, sine 16 thinks it is 3,494,998 feet back from stage 0. Let me put the decimal place in between the first 4 and the first 9. Okay. I still don't see. The decimal place point didn't take. Come on. I wonder if it didn't take on the other one. There it is. Right, this is a freaking nightmare. Alright, that was 16. Let's go to 17, and then we'll check all these others. Double check them. 17 is right. Keyframe. Keyframe. What are you telling me? Yeah. It's amazing what a misplaced decimal will do. I know in preview anything further back than 8,000 feet will not show. It will render, but it won't show. I couldn't imagine 3 million feet back, 3,000,000.4 feet back. Okay, let's double check these. 16. Yep, that's right. Props. 15. Yep, that's right. 15. 14. Yep, that's got the decimal place in the right spot. Props. 13. Yep, that's got the decimal place in the right spot. I probably don't need to check 12, but let's do it. Let's do it. What happened to sign 12 on the... There it is. And that is correct. Okay, file. Save. Alright, so buttons on your underwear. Okay, 9473. Sign 12 should be at the bottom of the screen, right? 9473. Yes. And see, we don't want that floating around. We keyframe it. Okay, 9454. 9454. We want sign 13. Sign everywhere, sign. Blocking the scenery, raping my mind. Okay, 954, sign 13 should be in Clotilda's hands. And it starts at 9413. Yes, we have that keyframed. Okay, so 9454 key sign 13 should be at 3.317. Keyframe that. Okay. And then at 9666, it stays still until frame 9666. 9666. Alright, so we keyframe that so it stays still. Once I find it, there it is. Okay, bingo. And then 60 frames, 9726. 9726 is where it disappears, and that is minus 1.069. And no, I did not deliberately choose 69. It just happened. Happy accident, but it just happened. Okay. Then we go back to 9639. Sign 14. Y transit. Keyframe. Right, 89 frames, that would be right. Okay, so we go to 9737. And sign 14 should be in Clotilda's hand, so that's 3.317. Right, keyframe that. Right, and then I have the sign 14 disappears at 10:07, 10:007. But that is 70 frames, not 60. Right? 60 frames would be wait a second. Okay. Sign 14 is in Clotilda's hands at 9737. That's where we're at now. 9947, that's when 14 starts to drop. Okay. If I read my notes properly, and if I had made more clear notes, that would be helpful too. So 9947. Sign 14. How did I get to? I know how. Okay. So that is a keyframe, right? $99.47 plus 60 is 10,007. And at 10,007, sign 14 disappears. And that disappear number is minus 1.069. keyframe, keyframe, oh keyframe, oh keyframe, that prop. Okay. Okay. I kind of skipped over something here. So I have at 10,010, sign 15 should be in Clotilda's hands, but we know that takes 89 frames, so minus 89 equals 99.21. It starts to drop. That'll be way up here. Right. No, that'll be here. 99.21. Starts to drop. Okay, sign 14 starts to disappear. Why did I start doing this? Okay, so we go back to frame 99.21, sign 15. Sign 15Y, transit, keyframe, takes 89 frames to get to Clotilda's hands, which is where I left off. 10, 0, 1, 0. 10, 0, 1, 0. Okay, that's the end of the keyframes. And that is now 3.317. And keyframe that plus and let's save this. I don't have the will to live. But I will for you guys. Okay. Let's save this, or have I already? I probably have. I have. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and add another 1,000 frames. Save. File. Save. Just for SNCS. 9413. Let's run this. I need to add in the lip sync. Okay, 9413. Pause. I need to fix something, so I'm going to go to 11010. Okay, that's fixed. Excuse me. What time is it? It's 1:45. I am worn out. I know I started late and started 15 minutes late, and there's another 15 minutes to 3. And to be fair, I probably should stay to 3:15, but this has been such a headache. Well, at least I know now that you're awake, Roy. You should have saw that coming when I had my hand to my mouth and nose for 15 seconds waiting for it to come out. All right, Roy. Sorry I made you jump, and I'm going to think I'm going to call it a day, because trying to fix this has really worn me out. So let me close the keyframe window. Let me close Poser. Yeah, it's telling me I've only been on for 1 hour and 7 minutes. Okay, let me go back to the scene 1, say my goodbyes. Roy, thank you for joining me. Sorry I scared you. Sorry I misread your message and thought it was Sean who was still speaking, but I think he left a long time ago. And yeah, congratulations on finding Kim's earbuds. So yes, this is how I usually finish. Have a good day. Be safe. Be a friend to someone who needs a friend. And the last thing I have to say is,
look, Perspective. Gravity is not a force.
Einstein based Newton.
Jerp, 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 jerp.